do 100 or do 50 points, and the month would come to an end. And I would wonder, why am I not getting a check? Because at that time, my sponsor was not nearby. So I was actually learning by myself. And I didn't know the marketing plan much. I was just running on excitement. So I would wonder, why am I not getting a check? And my team has done over 1,000. But you see, I'd only done 50 points, so I wouldn't get a check. So I started from that point, and that's just to encourage anybody who's on the call and probably struggling to do their 100 points, and they're wondering, how do I grow this customer base? How do I improve on this? It is doable, just like Grace has said. It can happen for you. And I just want to commend Grace for putting together this training. She's doing a great job of mentoring her team and giving them the support that they need to actually grow and excel in the business. And I just want to mention to the team, the best you can do is absorb like a sponge. Just absorb this information, make it a part of you. I remember when we started, there are not too many trainers in Kenya. And sometimes people would come from abroad and they would say, I'm only training my team. So they would tell us, leave the room, because you're not part of our team. But we'd refuse to move, and we got some of this information by force. Yeah. And today training is available. Even in the comfort of your house, you can be trained. That's quite amazing. But you see, when it's available, sometimes we take it for granted and we don't take it too seriously. We pop in at will and we leave at will. And we end up losing out, because the kind of training you get in your life is just amazing. It grows you as a person, and it also grows you wholesomely. Because like for me, I became a manager at my place of work because of the training of New Life. Yeah. So today my session is on customers. How do you develop customers? How do you build upon a big organization through the customer base? How do you come from doing 100? First, you start with 100, then you grow. Yeah, it starts from 100. We all started from 100. We all struggled with the 100 at the beginning, but nowadays I do 100 the first 2 days of the month. I've already done 100, and 2 days. If it goes the second day, I'm worried. In fact, the first day when the warehouse opens like this, I like opening with 100 points. And it happens more often than not. So it can also happen for you. It can also happen for you, and it is possible. But there are a few things that one needs to do that can actually help him to achieve that. And I'm just going to share them with you so that you can see how you can apply them in the business. Now, to have a big, successful customer base that pays you money every day, there are a few things that you need to put into place. And one of the things that you need to put into place to start with is you need to make yourself a customer, and a good one at that, of the Neolife products. The battle should be won within before it is won without. Yeah. And to win the battle from within, you have to fight the battle and convince yourself that, number one, the Neolife products are not expensive. And number two, that they work. And number three, that they are necessary for everybody to use in their households. If you're able to win the battle on that, and you have the right attitude about the products, then you'll be able to approach as many people as possible with a lot of confidence. And you'll share with them about the products of Neolife without batting an eyelid. But if you don't fight that battle, if you still feel like the products are expensive, because when I started, I was earning 10,000 shillings. I could not afford most of the products. But you are challenged, you are told you have to be 100% users of the Neolife products. You have to be 100% users of the Neolife products. So I was wondering, how do I become a 100% user and I don't have the money to buy the products? And I was told by my upline, you have to convince yourself, do it practically so that you believe that the products are not expensive, that they're economical. And he told me to do a few things. The first thing he told me was that I should decide the products to start with. I could not buy many products. So I bought LDC, Super 10, Formula 4 at that time. We didn't have 3NN. And then I had aloe vera gel. That's it. That's what I had. That's what I could afford. I could not afford G1 and the rest of the products. But what I did is that when I started using the LDC and the Super 10, I was using Super 10 to wash my clothes. I was showering with the LDC, brushing my teeth, doing many things with the LDC. So when I started, he told me, write a date on the container. Now, this is a practice I do to date. Anytime I start a new can of detergent, I have to write a date on it. Now, why is that important? It is important because you want to see how long this detergent is going to last. Because if the detergent lasts you, for example, my the care that I've just finished, I think it's on its last legs. I have like a dose for a day or two. That care, I looked at the date on the container and I saw that I bought it in August of 2021. That's when I bought that care. So you can see it went almost for 2 years. Now, when I look at the cost of buying care and the fact that it lasts you more than a year, then you realize that actually this care is cheaper than anything in the market. Nobody can convince you otherwise. But if you don't write the date, you just buy and you use, you don't know how much you spent, you don't know how long it went, then you end up feeling like, hey, how can I buy disinfectant at 1,000 plus? I think right now it's almost 1,600 or thereabouts, and it's just disinfectant. But when you see that it's 1,600, but it has lasted you close to 2 years, my friend, you'll never buy other disinfectants. Yeah, that's just one example. When I buy LDC, I see my LDC goes for about 3 to 4 months. Yeah. I mean, that's so economical. And I don't use Ushindi. I don't use I don't use the bar soaps, the Palmolive and those things that we used to shower with when you were growing up. I don't use those things. And if my teeth are aching, I brush once in a while with LDC. So you need to fight the battle from within and convince yourself that these products are not expensive. If you win that battle, then you'll be able to convince other people to buy the products, including your team, because your team does what you do, not what you say. And if you are using the products 100%, if you decide to change such that there is nothing that is in your house that can be found in your life, anything you can find in your life, you buy from your life, then your team will also start doing the same. And that's the way you create residual income based on consumption. So that's the first thing. Fight the battle within yourself to convince yourself that the products are actually economical. When you come to the skincare, like I use hand and body lotion, and I found that my hand and body lotion lasts me about almost 2 months. Yeah, and I have a big family. Now that's economical. That's so economical, and I'm able to dilute it with water. When it comes to something like what else? When it comes to something like, for example, Super 10. Super 10 lasts the longest. Actually, it lasts more than 6 months. Carpet Glow. Carpet Glow lasts years, not one, not two, several years, because you use very little to shampoo the carpet and the seats and that kind of thing. Wash and wax for the car. It lasts a very long time. Today I was talking to my brother-in-law and he bought some wash and wax. And he had told me that wash and wax lasted him more than a year. So he wants another one. Unless you do it practically, it is very hard for you to convince yourself that these products are reasonable. When it comes to supplements, a can of, let's say, zinc, for example, when you buy it as a distributor, it's 2,090. So that might appear like a lot of money. But when you break it down, you find that a tablet is 20 shillings, 20, actually 20, let's say 21 shillings. I mean, that is so reasonable for what it does. And what I've found is when I invest in zinc and I make sure that my family is high on the products, I end up saving money because they don't fall sick often. But if I don't buy the supplements, then they fall sick. So either way, I spend the money in hospital. So rather than spending money in hospital, why don't you just invest in your products? And I can tell you there's no shortcut to this. If you're not using the products, it will be very hard for you to grow a business that duplicates, where people use the products and where you earn residual income. So that's something that is personal that you have to do for yourself. Fight that battle. Come up with a budget of how much money you'll be spending on your life products every month. When you come up with a budget, that budget will include products that you buy for your mom, your dad, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your cousin. I mean, not your cousin, well, your family as well. You can also buy for your cousin if you live with them or if you just want to give them as a gift. And I can tell you one thing, like recently my dad-in-law was hospitalized and we bought him a host of supplements. And he had been admitted, then he was released in record time. He recovered so fast. And today he's giving us customers left, right, center because of the way the products have worked for him. So I was just joking with my wife and telling her now our money is coming back because now he's giving us customers and we are making profits because we actually bought him products which he used and they worked for him. So come up with a budget of the supplements that you'll be using on a monthly basis. So start with yourself, start with your household, be a billboard of the products because people look at you and they look at your skin, they look at the way you look. And if you're using the products, they will know. If you're not, they will know as well because you'll not look like the products that you're talking about. So don't be a fake, don't be a salesperson. Don't just buy products for sale. That doesn't work very well. I've tried it. I tried it and it backfired on me badly. So that's the first thing. Start with yourself. Then number two, after you start with yourself, develop your story, develop your testimony about the products. This will happen naturally because like for me, I started with my mom and dad. My mom had high blood pressure. My dad had ulcers. They were sorted out by these products. I've used that testimony for the longest. Yeah. But I used money to buy the products, but I've gotten the benefit for so many years because I developed a story from what occurred with the products. Right now, it gets even more interesting because when you use the products, for example, if you use Supergrow in the Shamba, you develop a story about the Supergrow and what it does, and nobody can shake you from your story. People are able to see, so it attracts, the products themselves attract customers to you when you use them. So develop a story from using the products, which is your testimony, which you will then share with everybody at any instance. Now, one thing that I'll tell you is this. The best way to get customers is to share stories of the products. Don't try to tell facts that carotenoids will boost your immunity by 37% in 20 days. That is just for us to digest. But if you tell a customer that, they will challenge you and tell you, can you prove it? You say, okay, fine, I need to get the documents and say, okay, I need to see the paper that actually showed that they did and I want to read it. You see, now you've gotten into some murky waters and this guy might not buy the products. But if you give him a story of what carotenoid complex has done for you as a person when you used it, or somebody that you know, or a team member, or when you come for these Zoom meetings and you hear a story of somebody else who has used the products and they have benefited, use that story and you tell that person. Nobody can challenge your testimony. Testimonies are more powerful than facts. Stories sell, facts tell. So do you want to just keep telling people and they don't buy, or do you want to sell? If you want to sell, then have stories that you share with your prospective customers and your team, and they will actually start using the products because of the stories that they have gotten from you. And collect stories as you go. I can tell you, like one of my directors called James Kimani. I've used his story for the longest because the grandmother was diagnosed with had a stroke, was paralyzed at the age of 88, and the doctors gave up on her, and she was discharged to go home and die. They gave her like 3 months. But this lady used the products, and within a few months, she was able to start walking again without even a walking stick. And she prolonged her life for another 6 years of quality life, whereby she was walking by herself without a walking stick. She could do everything for herself. I mean, she retarded age because before she had to be carried, she had to be taken to the toilet. She had to be, she was a baby. She had gone back to being a baby because she was paralyzed. She couldn't do anything for herself. But because of the products, she recovered and she was back on her feet. So I've used that story for the longest. And I have so many other stories that I've collected over the years in the trainings. Even today, when I come for a training like this one, I always get a story that I now use anytime I meet somebody else. Yeah. Okay, so it's important to attend training. It is important to collect stories. It is important to share these stories with everybody you meet, and they will actually help you to build, to attract customers and to grow your business. Okay, remember one thing, the more you use, the more you sell. So the more you use, the more you sell. What do I mean? Give yourself a target of using or having used all the New Life products. I don't know how many people on the call, probably the leaders like Akinya Grace, Akinya Lydia, but I don't think there are too many people who can confess to having used all the New Life products. That's a challenge that you need to give yourself. Have you used all the products that are available in Kenya? Of course, if you're a man, yeah, apart from feminine herbal, if you're a lady, apart from masculine herbal, but you can buy it for your spouse, which means you'll also have used it. But have a target to use all. How did I achieve that? Every month, I bought a new product that I had not used before. And that's the only way I exposed myself to the products, from Fantastic, Lemon Glow, all these products that are soft, the ones that look so strange. I bought them and I used them in my house and I saw how they worked. So there's not a product that we are selling in your life today that I can say I have not used. Yeah. So have that target that you will use all the New Life products. And let me tell you, when you have used all the products, you'll be an authority in all of them because you have a personal experience with the products. Yeah. Okay. So the more you use, the more you sell. Now, then a few ideas on proper customer care practices, because we are dealing with customers. And whether we like it or not, the people who come to us, who buy from us products are our customers. And for that reason, we have to be professional in the way we handle them. Because just like the teller at Safaricom will treat you right as a customer. If they treat you right, you'll come back tomorrow. If they don't treat you right, you'll not go back there. And people buy you before they buy the products. So it is important to know to have some tips on proper customer care practices. And the first thing that I want to mention is just what I've said, just to emphasize. People buy you before they buy the product. So you need to look good. You need to dress sharp. You need to be presentable. You need to look like the products you're representing, which are fantastic products. You need to be attractive to the customer for them to want to be buying from you. But after that, then you need to do a few things where customer care is concerned. Number one, when you get a customer, and how do you get a customer? Customers come from people who say no to you when you're prospecting. Don't go out to try and sell the product until today I'm going to look for customers. That's a wrong approach. Rather, go for building the business. Prospect somebody, invite him, show him about the business. Most of them will tell you, no, me, I'm not interested in the business. Then they can become customers. So don't go out looking for customers. Rather look for distributors who then can become your customers. So once you have gotten the customer and he has bought from you a product, And when they are starting, don't worry. It doesn't matter. They don't have to buy too many products. You can start them off with one product. Even if it is a small super grow of 60 ml, that's still a customer. Or even 3NN, maybe they buy 4 tablets of 3NN or whatever. That's a customer. If they can't afford the full can, start them at whatever level. But you will be able to develop them as you go. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to develop a customer base. So when somebody buys a product from you, do the following. Number one, be reliable, be dependable, deliver on time. Yeah. If you say you're going to deliver today, deliver today. If you're not able to communicate and tell them I'm not able to deliver, I'll deliver tomorrow. Yeah. So be dependable. If you're not dependable, then you're bound to lose good customers. So deliver on time. Then don't just drop the product and run. Do a small demonstration on the product. Yeah. Demonstrate. Sorry, I can see there's somebody who's unmuted. Okay, sorry about that. So deliver on time and do a small demonstration. If it is LDC, wash their hands with the margarine and let them actually experience what LDC does. Don't just drop LDC and run. So do a small demonstration, install the product rather than deliver. And installing means do a small demonstration. If you can get them to use the product there and then, the better. Then the next point, maintain proper records of your customers. Have a book where you write down all your customers that you're selling to and what they have bought. Sometimes the phones disappoint us. They either crash on us or you lose them or something happens and you lose your customer list. But if you have written down the customers in a book, then you're able to quickly reboot and continue servicing them. Then the other important thing is develop broadcasts of customers. If you don't know how to develop a broadcast, ask your upline, how do I develop a broadcast of my customers? Broadcasts are so powerful because they send personalized messages to your customers. So the message comes directly from you to that person. It is different from a group. A group everybody sees. And a group, I don't encourage you to start a group for customers because one customer who becomes negative will spoil it for everybody. But a broadcast, if a customer responds, they respond directly to you. If you respond to them, they see it personally. So you can have a conversation with all of them, but you're able to send one message and it goes to 250 people. So develop broadcasts for your customers. And then the other important thing is make your customers your friends. They're not just customers. Develop them as friends. Have coffee with them. Have tea with them. Share a joke with them. Don't just share things about products and about business. Crack a joke with them. Have some humor, you know. Be vulnerable with them. Share something motivating, something inspiring with them. And when you do that, they look forward to your communication because you are a friend. Yeah. And one of the things of making them a friend is sometimes give them a gift, even if it is a small super grow. Maybe they give you a big order and you give them a small super grow, which is worth 200 shillings. And probably you've made profits of 1,000. I mean, it doesn't hurt. The other thing is give them information. Where information goes, products move. So if somebody buys a product and I make some profit, especially if it's a first-time purchase, I usually buy for them either the catalog or I buy them the Health is Your Greatest Wealth book, the green one, or both. Sometimes I give somebody a catalog, then after when they do another order, I give them the green book. And when I do that, that person keeps giving me orders in continuum. I remember one time a client that was referred to me by somebody bought some few products worth about 12K. I gave him a catalog. I gave her a catalog. I've never seen this client, by the way. And because of reading of the catalog, she bought products, another package of about 18,000 shillings. In totality, when I looked back by the end of that month, that customer had given me products, business worth almost 50K because I gave her a catalog. Yeah. So, and the catalog costs 250 shillings. You might think it's expensive. The day before yesterday actually, there's a customer who bought 3NN, but she had been prospected by somebody else who was trying to get her to buy products from another company. So I realized this customer, if I don't treat her right, she'll go back to that company. So I gave her a gift of a catalog, and the catalog is so colorful. But I got it from the profit that I got from the tree, and I did not use money from my pocket. And she's a medic, she's a nurse. I want her to join my business. I've already done a one-on-one. She has filled a form. But in the meantime, I realized if she got a catalog, it will be an asset for her. She'll bring more business. So I bought for her a catalog from the profit that I made. Yeah. Rather than eat the whole thing, I've invested part of the money back to her. And I know that money is already, she's telling me now, I want this, I want super glue, I want this, I'm going to buy this. She's already coming up with a shopping list because she has the catalog in her house and she's going through it. So remember, where information goes, products move. Don't be selfish. Don't just eat the profit, but invest that profit back to the customer, and he'll give you many, many more orders, which will give you more money. Yeah. So, so these are some of the few tips on the other thing. Remember important dates, birthdays, anniversaries, the like, and remember to wish them well during this period. And another thing that I do, once you've developed a broadcast, is never let a public holiday pass by without you getting in touch with your customers and just saying hi to them and wishing them well and that kind of thing. I thrive on public holidays. I look for reasons to just say Merry Christmas or Happy Mashujaa Day or, something. And whenever I do that, I always get orders. Today in the morning, I got somebody sent me a very nice poster talking about have a blessed day. Today is a blessing and that kind of thing. And I forget the words that were actually on it, but I shared it with my entire customer base. And I got so much feedback. Let me tell you, even the ones who don't say anything, they got back to me. And as a result, today I've already done, I did how many? I did products worth about 40,000 shillings because of sending that to just a few to my customers. And they got back to me and suddenly they're like, oh, this one wants this, that one wants that one wants that. And I didn't call them and tell them, hey, when are you ordering? No, I just sent them a message wishing them a blessed day and just wishing them a good day. And you see, because they feel that this guy is a friend. He's a friend. He's not just a business person. He's not just after my money, but he's a friend. When they have that kind of feeling, they get back to you and they wish you well. And if somebody needed the products, they say, hey, I need those products. How much is this? How much is the other? And you're able to do business. So make your customers your friend. Now, the next important point that you can do is use your status. Now, the WhatsApp status, the Facebook status, your status is your shop. It's a shop. It's a free shop that you can use to make money from. I have friends who run organizations. They sell shoes. They sell many other things. But they don't have physical shops. They use a status and they're able to make a lot of money. If you look at some of the people who are doing very well in the business, the president's team members and that kind of thing, you realize that their status is very, very active. They will post so many things from people who have stepped up in the business, people who have joined. They post when they travel, they put pictures out there of where they were and the excitement that was there. They also post products on their status. They put different kind of products. They put details on Supergrow and that kind of thing. And let me tell you, I can confess to you, I make a lot of money from my status. I make a big chunk of my personal PV. Grace mentioned, and it's true, I do 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 points a month. And my goal is to do 3,000. And a big chunk of that comes from my status. Like right now, there's a status that I've been putting of the Supergrow. And there are some farmers who are giving testimonies about what Supergrow has done for them. There is a lady who is showing her skumawikis and saying my skumawikis look like the ears of an elephant. Then there's one talking, there's a man talking about his maize. He's in his maize plantation. There is another lady also talking about her kitchen garden. And recently, I got another one from Mary Mango. She showed beans and maize that she has planted, which are 2-week-old, but they look like they've been on the ground for the longest. You know, they've really matured within 2 weeks. You cannot believe it. They're about to flower. And I mean, and the guy was explaining that he actually sprayed Supergrow in the soil before planting. And that's what I'm recommending to everybody. Start by spraying in the soil, then plant. Then once you have planted and you've added fertilizer, spray on top of that fertilizer. It breaks down the nutrients so that the seedling can be able to absorb it, just like a small baby that you chew the banana and then you give them, or you give them soft food. And when it shoots, then do it once every 2 weeks. And you'll see the results. Mix it with anything you're putting in the shamba. So I have put this on my status severally. And every time I put it, I get business happening. I get, like today I sent a 1 liter Supergrow to Nyahururu. I don't know the lady. She saw my posts on social media. And because I have a business page on Facebook, I post the same. I put Supergrow, I put products, I put information, and that gives me business. It works smart for me. And it not only gives me business, it also gives me people who join. Somebody saw my page and he said, Fred, I want to join this business. I like what you're doing. And he came and he joined the business. I've never seen him to date, but on a monthly basis, he's doing more than 150 points on a monthly basis. And he has given me quite a number of referrals in terms of customers and the like. So I can tell you, use your status, but how do you use your status? Don't put all the posts in the morning. When you wake up, you put everything and then you forget about it. That way, not many people will see your status. When you wake up, put something. At 10 o'clock, put something. At lunchtime, put something. At 3, post something on the status. At 4, post something. At 5, at 6, as in posts throughout the day. Then before you go to bed, post something so that when people wake up, they see your status. Because anytime you post, you become number one as far as the status of your friends are concerned. And one of my customers who is buying products for his baby, and he has bought quite a bit, keeps telling me, hey, nowadays you're doing so well on the status. You are doing an excellent job. And in fact, you've just reminded me, I need another Liquibite. Because when he comes into the status, he finds my status. But I don't just put products. I make it lively. I put inspirational things, something religious, sometimes not controversial topics, but I put some humor on my status. And when I do that, like today, I'd put some humor on the status of a young boy who was, I think he's a son of a pastor, and he's there in his boxers and with a tie, and he's trying to preach and wiping his face the way he sees the dad doing it on television. And I mean, guys have really laughed about it. And I got some orders because of that, just that status that I put. Some old customers say, hey, by the way, how much is the price of this? I want to buy again. I've not bought in a long time. But that client came through the status that I put because I put some humor and she liked it. And by the way, working with your status doesn't cost you, it doesn't cost you time. It takes me a second to put something on the status. I downloaded an app, it's called Status Saver. You can download it. And it actually gets statuses from all your friends. And anytime you open the status and you look at somebody's status, it picks all the status and it sends to you. Then you select the ones that you want and you post and you move on. So it gives me an update almost on an hourly or 2 hourly basis. It tells me the latest status that have been updated. So I look at them and I take one and I post if I need to, and I move on. So it's something that takes me a second to do. It doesn't take me the whole day, but it's something that you need to do consistently. Yeah. So use your statuses and you'll be able to make money. It's not about working hard, it's about working smart. Nowadays, I strive to save people's contacts on my phone. Because if I save you on my phone, even if I don't talk to you about this business or about these products, so long as you're looking at my status, because immediately I save your number and you're on WhatsApp, you start seeing my status. You will then know what I'm doing, and many a times I end up getting an order from even people I've not talked to about this business because they're able to see my status, they learn from it, they see about Supergrow and other things, and they're like, hey, do you have products for this and this? And we start a conversation that way. So make your status work for you. And you'll find that you'll be able to grow your business. Now, the other important thing is get referrals from the customers that you already have. Grace mentioned that for some people, there's somebody on this call who probably has one customer. You can get 100. How do you do that? Get 5 referrals from that one customer. Once he gives, if you ask him for 5, he'll give you 3. From the 3, get 1. You'll get one will buy. Once they buy, get another 5 from that one. So the same way we grow the network, keep asking for referrals, and you'll find that you'll have so many customers within a short span of time, because we always say the best marketer is a satisfied customer. One customer you have who is satisfied will give you a lot of customers because they are satisfied with the products that we have. And the last point that I want to finish with is remember to duplicate what you're doing to your team. Because just like Grace said, we are in network marketing. It's not enough that you should be doing 1,000 points by yourself or 3,000 or 4,000 if your team is not doing the same. So take time and take it upon yourself to talk about customers, work with your team, work with your new distributors, help them to develop customers. Because when they develop customers, then it is easier for them. They stop worrying about 100 points. They now start focusing on 200, 300, 500 points, 1,000. Yeah. But that will only happen when you train them and you mentor them on how to develop a customer base. If you do that, and let's say, for example, you are there and you have 10 people in your team. If they're all doing 100, you have 1,000. If they sponsor one person each, the next month you're doing 2,000. If everybody's just doing 100, before you know it, by the time you hit 40 distributors, because of duplication, you're doing over 4,000 points. And these are people who are not buying things and putting them under the bed, but these are people who are consuming products and actively building a customer base. So the last other, something else I just want to mention, which is the benefit of developing customers, is that people who develop customer bases don't quit the business. I have found that the best way to retain distributors is to get them to have a customer base, because customers will make orders. They don't know whether you're excited or not excited. They don't know whether you're still in the business or not. They will place orders and they force you to come out and come and buy the products because you want the profit. Yeah, and it's one of the most efficient ways of retaining distributors in your business, because they will be enjoying profits and they will actually not quit. And something else also, the profits they make come faster than the bonuses. So it is a first proof that the business works to the new customer. When they develop a customer base and they wake up in the morning and they finish the day with 200, 500 shillings profit, they feel excited because now they are making money, just like everybody, any other business person is making money. And the profit that you make from your customers is what will help you now to go out and travel to various places to build your business. Because you can do that with the profits, and then the bonus that you get from Neolife, you can use it to build your dream, your house, your car, and the like, but survive on your profit. And it becomes very, very exciting. So I'm going to stop there. I thank you all. I'm excited about what is happening. I'm excited about this team and where we are going and where we've been. I know the sky is not the limit. The sky is a stepping stone for where we are going. The Unstoppable Eagles is doing a fantastic job. And I just tell you guys, keep up, keep on doing it. The Dream Achievers and the Lydia, you guys are the bomb. Just keep doing it. The Conquerors and my team. Let's all do it. Let's all do it. We can make it happen. This is our year. Let's take those steps. I know together we are rising to the top. By the end of this year, I'm sure in this room we'll be having new team members and we'll even have a PT by the end of the year. In Jesus' name, I know we'll have a PT in this room by the end of the year. So thank you so much. God bless you. And back to you, Grace.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you very much, Fred. And thank.
Oops, sorry. Sorry, Grace. Sorry. I muted you by mistake.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much, Fred. And you all have heard all of us. We have written quite a number of notes. And thank you, Fred. I believe you have recorded the presentation. And we can be able to go through it over and over again so that we can become champion like you. And I just want you, as you go to sleep, you just go through what Fred has thought in your mind. And imagine the example that he has given. If you have 10 people and you spend very quality and good time duplicating, if you teach them how to do 50 points, that will be 500. If you teach them how to do 100 consistently, that's 1,000, and you become a senior manager. If you just teach them how to do 500 points, what is going to happen is you're going to have 5,000. And you can imagine that is becoming a director. There are people who just sell and they don't do. We are not saying that's what we should do, but we are saying let's duplicate that. And you can imagine if you get like 10 threads. I mean, you help them do 1,500 every single month. You can imagine 1,500 times 10, the kind of money we can be able to make. And that's the power of network marketing. So guys, it is a very crucial topic of learning how to build a customer base. We are going to make profits every single day. And these profits are going to keep us on having bus fare. You're having credit to call your customers. You can be able to dress well, like how Grace started, and I didn't have money. I could go out and buy maybe a dress of 1,000 or 2,000. And the profit is to keep you moving as you're going to build your network. So it's very, very important. Let's go and practice. Let's get those posts. For those who love social media and are keen to learn from it, let's learn from each other. Lydia is a very good pro. Put those posts, but WhatsApp is status is easier. Putting a broadcast is easier. Now, the biggest question is, are you going to practice this thing? Because learning is not enough, but actioning is what is important. I want to challenge everyone on the call, the 30 of us who logged in tonight. Let's go out and practice. Let's go out and action. If you don't have a broadcast, please do not sleep before you start a broadcast. Personally, I have 3, 2 for women and 1 for men. And I will tell you every time I post, someone will ask a question and I can't struggle doing my 100 points. I really, it's never a struggle. But maybe some of us here, we have heard about broadcast, but we are not taking the action to do it. Please take the action. Go to the person who knows how to do it. Is it your manager? Is it your senior manager or director? If you're not aware, call me, call Fred. We will guide you how to do it. The second thing you need to do, let's start putting the status. It's something that Fred has told us is working for him, let's go and try and do it. Get referrals for your customers. Get referrals from the people you meet every single day. You know, just practice what we are saying, and you will be amused at the results that you're going to get. So thank you guys for logging in. I believe it has been a successful training. Thank you very much, Fred. And may God hear the prayers you've just made for the team. Yes, we want to go to the bigger levels, and we believe we have what it takes to actually go to the next level. So thank you very much. Let's just unmute and say the word of grace together.